Well, now it's time to check your money with America's money maven, Vicki Brackens. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. Vicki, what
Well,
is
George,
up?
how are you?
It's good to talk to you, I should say to our audience, because we're still in the middle of the pandemic and because of social distancing, we have to use technology to be together. Usually we are together, but we have to use technology now. And so Vicki's over there and I'm over here, and we're still giving you the opportunity to talk about your money. So Vicki,
Yes,
where you
George.
been?
Well, George, I've been here, okay, as they say, hunkered down. I've been running my office along with my team remotely for the last, my goodness, now I don't know how many weeks it is, since March 15th. And fortunately, because we've had technology in place to do so, we've been running all of our client interactions that way. But as far as my family here with Inspiration for the Nation, as America's Money Maven, first of all, to all of you, thank you. Thank you for the questions and the comments around, well, where are you and when are you coming back? It made me feel loved, and that you have been enjoying over the years the conversations that we've had concerning your money. So, George, I took this hiatus this particular time because I really wanted to stop and get very, very, very focused and very quiet. Because one thing I did learn, okay, that we've gone through over the years, probably, what is this, like 102, 103 episodes?
At least.
Okay, we've been trying to move at a pace that's incrementally moving and changing our financial behavior to provide a framework for goal setting and making sure that we brought everyone along on a very comfortable pace. Well, obviously, that pace was not the right pace because life said, no, we're going to stop right here. We're going to rip this Band-Aid off. We're going to disrupt the entire world. A tiny little virus disrupted the entire world and brought us to a standstill.
Yeah.
So, and said, you need to stop and listen because time is moving forward and we are not progressing fast enough for the change that's ahead of us. So I decided I'm going to stop, get very clear, get very quiet, and really listen to what was being said out in the universe around us, because there was something that needed to change.
It's interesting that you took that time, because oftentimes we don't feel like we have the leisure to do it, because even as you were taking your time to get clear about this, your whole world is in terms of the financial markets, the mini crash, as I call it, all of that is still happening, even as you're getting clear about what the message is going to be to this audience. So I appreciate that. And I just would like you to take 30 seconds, no more, for real, about how to get clear even in the midst of chaos, because you couldn't stop everything you're doing. You had to come home and remote and still do your business and still do all of those things. I think sometimes, Vicki, we get overwhelmed but still have to function, and so some things have to be quiet about, but other things still have to go on. And sometimes we have difficulty figuring out which part of those things have to go and which can stay, and not realizing, you know what, I do have to put that aside for a minute, but now I'm ready to come back stronger and able to deliver. So maybe I took up all the time and you don't have to say
I was sitting here thinking, well, George, you want me to say something?
Or not, right?
But here's what I will share. I have always spent a lot of time in prayer. But at this time, I needed the prayer to be about peace.
Yes.
Because quieting the mind, getting centered, refocusing, letting the power that comes from a quiet mind and a connection to your spirit had to happen at this point in time. So my prayer time became, and this is no exaggeration, my prayer time in the initial phases was almost constant. Because I was taught some years ago, fortunately, by a great prayer warrior that you do not necessarily always have your prayers on your knees. God will listen to you at all times. If you continue that conversation throughout the day, and in the initial phases when we had no idea, and I'm not saying we know much more now, but I mean, we really had no idea what was happening. I had to rely upon my prayer life to bring clarity and quiet and peace to my mind in such a way that it allowed me to almost, this is a visual description, body, spirit, step back and sit in the spirit while the body was contending with what the chaos was around us. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll have that conversation in a different way at a different time.
Sure.
But hey,
but
that,
you know, in this
yes,
moment, Vicki, it's important that people see you as a whole person, because they only know America's Money Maven, but you're also revealing that part of what makes me who I am is that I have an active prayer life. That's what sustains me and holds me. Don't get me to preaching. Go ahead, sister.
Well, okay, all right. You're right. I don't reveal that often, but there is nothing that sustains me more.
Amen.
Than my active prayer life.
Amen.
So, and because of that, during this time of hiatus, as I call it, okay, I had to look at the message that was being brought forth to everyone concerning their money and the behavioral changes. The message was correct, the pace was incorrect. Here's what I mean by the pace being incorrect. I was trying to spoon feed. We need to take a fire hose and turn it on.
I know that's right. Go ahead.
Get this information out and tell everyone, hold on, you can do it, you can absorb it, you should not feel intimidated, but we need to move faster down this path, because the path to wealth accumulation and the path to wealth creation and moving generationally through the wealth spectrum must take place much faster. We are at an inflection point that we cannot waste.
You ain't playing no more.
Will not waste.
Talking to Vicki Brackens, America's Money Maven, here on Power 620. All right, so talk to me.
Okay, so I want everyone to take out a pencil, because here's a tool that I want you to use right away. And this is a 5-part series that's being done or was just finished by Dr. Pamela Jolly. You can go on to a Google search.
We'll have the link for them.
We'll put the link up. Okay.
PamelaJolly.com.
And for the Juneteenth reset. So it's a 5-part series talking about how to get clear and to get intentional around wealth creation. One of her key points was we need to do things differently. At this point in time of disruption, we need to do things differently.
Talk to me.
Not do different things.
Talk to me.
That is a real big shift, because it's the same words, but their rearrangement makes such a difference. Do things differently. One of her researches or research papers or talks that I heard with her some years ago said that, we have patterns in life, and we've talked about this before, George, and how to connect the dots, because there are patterns in life, and every 4th generation, everything gets repeated. But we need to do things differently, not do different things, because there's nothing new under the sun. We all know that. So I'm going to give you a stopping point right now on something that I thought about that we could do differently right away that would put more money in your pocket immediately.
Okay.
All right. So the average vacation costs about $4,500 to $5,000 a year for a family of 4. That's when you put all the hotel fare in,
right.
And
depends upon where you go, yeah,
that sort of thing, or roughly $1,145 per person. And when we look at single Americans, they actually spend a little bit more, somewhere close to $2,000 per person. Did you know, though, right now we are in social distancing, and staycations are the thing of order right now, because flying and going into different areas of the country, which we would typically see a lot of people flying south toward Florida and Georgia and all of the theme parks and the game parks and all those types of things. And that's probably out of the question this year. So staycations here in Central New York are going to be our way of vacationing. The average staycation costs about $650. Now, if you saved, which I know you probably did, because I know there are a lot of vacation club accounts.
It's $700, remember?
Right, okay.
So you should have between $700 and $2,100.
Right, but right now, but even beyond that, a lot of individuals have been putting money away for their vacation this year, and you possibly have that $4,500 put away. But if you're only going to spend $650 and you possibly didn't save for the vacation, you were going to put it on your credit card, here's an opportunity for you not to create debt. So here's what I'm telling you to do. If you put the money away, don't go blow the money. This is the time for us to get it into an investment program or get it into your emergency fund, but capture those dollars. If you didn't put it away, this is the time that you would probably start stocking money away for vacation. Use that to reduce some of your debt. But even more, and I am not a doctor, hear me clearly. I am not part of the CDC, but I am looking around us at the levels of infection that still exist. And I am concerned about winter.
Yeah.
And if my concern about winter pans out, there may be a need for further layoffs coming this winter, where we have to step back one more time to protect the population and create the stay-at-home orders again, which means you need to have ready cash put aside and to be ready for what may happen.
But you know what a lot of people are doing and have done, including yours truly, a lot of people have invested into their homes and things of that nature. In other words, if they didn't, Home Depot can't, they're running out of stuff. Lowe's, they're running out of stuff. So
because you're at home doing things. I understand
doing
that.
things, right? We did stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but if you haven't done it yet, right? This is
Correct.
what you could. Right.
And so what I'm saying is this: let's do things differently this time.
That's right.
You didn't have an emergency fund last time.
Right.
We got lucky and the government bailed us out.
Right.
I cannot guarantee that that's going to happen again.
And it's not likely going to happen, right?
You should not.
Right. The unemployment is supposed to end in a couple of weeks.
Exactly. You should not bank on that assistance being here. You should bank your money. Make sure that you are putting money aside for an emergency, particularly in case we have to have, even if it's only limited step back coming in the winter, so that you have cash available to take you across the bridge to the other side of whatever may happen with COVID coming this winter. Make sure that the money that you put aside for vacation in anticipation, because there are just like their Christmas club accounts, there are folks out there who save for vacation. Don't blow those vacation accounts. Set those aside and make sure that money is still available. Stay within the budgeted area or the common area for a staycation at about $650 for the vacation area for this summer. Because there's no reason to take that extra money and say, oh, I'm going to go buy a new flat screen TV, or maybe we needed to up, go and put new furniture in the living room. That would be nice, but not yet. Not until we're on the other side of winter, and we really understand what our employment numbers may look like coming into winter of 2020. So George, I haven't said this in a long time, but at this point, I think our plate is full.
All right. Vicki Brackens, we are so happy to have you back.
Wait, George. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, I didn't know you were. Oh.
Our plate is full. full, but if you have questions, reach out to me at info@brackensfsn.com. info@brackensfsn.com. Like us on Facebook, tune into our YouTube channel, or follow us on Twitter. George, while I was away, I got Twitter.
Hello.
Okay. Follow us on
Watch
Twitter.
out there now.
Exactly. And the number is area code 315-930-4499. And at this point, as I said, our plate is full. And now you can sign us off, George.
All right. That is Vicki Brackens. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC.